Shot for goal, shot for goal, shot for goal, shot for goal! Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you may be tuning in from. Welcome to Shot for Goal. I'm your host, Stefan Rapazzo, alongside my normal co-host, Noah Brinkworth. No, we've got a special guest in today, and before I get to anything of interest from you, we're going to go straight to a clip from this wonderful young man who had a heck of a showing over in China.
Bevenye has to go cross field. Colombia in his face at the moment. Back into the end zone. Oh, lucky save. Real lucky for France. Could that be the difference? Could that be the difference? This is a monster here. It's all on the fly, and that's an incredible get. An incredible get by Bonnet. What an end. What an end to an incredible showdown. France, in the last desperate lunge, pull off a memorable victory against Colombia. It's France 12, Colombia 11. France through to USA semi-final.
Elliot Bonnet securing the victory.
And there he is, a nice shot of him live. Elliot Bonnet, you've had a very busy season. It continues to stay busy. Hey, we're going to ask you a little bit about World Games to start. Why don't we start with that play there? One of the biggest games of the tournament. It was win and advance, lose and go down. That came down to that. You had a small lead on them. But talk us through that play a little bit and the end of that game.
It was crazy. This game was very tight all along, and then there was this huge hug from Paul. I think it's a 90 meters, 85 meters hug backhand without momentum, and I'm 2 meters behind my matchup, and he still throws it and trust me. And yeah, just go up thinking that I could maybe have a play on it, and just because I want to fight for it. And we both touch it, and I have it at the end. It was just insane because, as you said, it was the game. It was a quarterfinal, actually. If we won it, we were going up in the upper bracket. If not, we're just playing the fifth place. So yeah, it was a very cool moment.
Yeah, it was an awesome moment for spectators. You guys went on. You lost to the U.S. Okay, this happens. They were awesome. They're the U.S. But you come home with a bronze medal. When it's all said and done, how do you and the French team feel about this campaign, coming home with a bronze?
It's a win. I mean, it's the first time in history that a European country is coming back with a medal in World Games. So this is just crazy. If not, it was only US, Canada, Colombia, Japan, Australia, and never a European country. So it's crazy that we had a medal, and we're very, very proud of us.
Nice. The history books. And I want to know about vibes as well right now. French team vibes, but kind of social vibes at the tournament. I think you guys obviously loved your team and loved being together. How was it? I don't know if you can maybe explain a little bit of French team vibes and then all the teams interacting there. Is it something? Did you guys see all the other players? Did you avoid the other players? Tell us a bit about some of the vibes in Chengdu.
We had a great time. First of all, with French team, it was just going perfectly. It was just a team of friends. Everybody loved each other. Everybody was here for each other. Even Eva Borneau, that was injured 2 weeks before, could come and could enter in the village with us, because the security was very high. There was facial security before coming in the village, and you had to pass security all the time. So it was very strict and funny. She had an accreditation to to go in. So this was awesome. And then like everyone was here to support each other. We had 9 staff for 14 players. So this is crazy, and this is a huge part of why we performed. Because we could just like focus on us, focus on our game, and enjoy together. And besides this, all the staff was just like putting us in a good mental space for us to perform. And yeah, besides this, all the Frisbee teams were in the same building, I think, but we were mostly like seeing US, Canada, and Colombia and Australia. And also Germany. We didn't saw too much Japan and China. But yeah, we're definitely like just chatting to each other, and like the fact that the organization was crazy, we could just like have a lot of time for us, so we could just like hang out sometimes with our team and see the others also.
Elliot, it was a massive performance, and congrats so much on getting the bronze medal.
Thank you.
I think some people are going to be thinking, though, you're still very young. Eva Bonneau, Lison Bonneau, still very young. This team has space to grow. Do you have your eyes targeting 2029, 2033 for the gold medal?
Of course. You mentioned Eva, Lison, but actually all the team, like Leo Stangenek is my age. Zoé Forger, Camille Blanc are even younger. Like there's a lot of people on this team that can come back in 2029, so it would be very strong.
Amazing. We could probably ask you a lot of questions all day about your World Games performance and going forward. I think everybody is very aware that the French youth program has a whole lot of potential, and we'll talk a bit more about that with Beach. But now that you're back on European soil, you're training down in Spain, but your heart right now is with the club team. Jack, you guys are the number 1 seeded team going into EUCF. EUCF season, it's pretty long. You guys had, there's stop-start. There's a lot of action at the beginning. You guys obviously performed really well at Elite Invite. French Championship, you won that. It was a little bit of a different team. Where is Chak now? Is what I'm asking. You guys have been a little bit separated. Is there a core that's still heavily training together? What are your vibes? What kind of rhythm is Chak in before EUCF?
So same as French team, the team is living together very well. Team of friends that is always having fun, and I think you can see it with this big speaker that we bring everywhere and during European tournaments and stuff, and always together, and the team is living very well. Most of the team is in Nantes right now practicing together. So some of us are not in Nantes. So like Simon Ruel, Leo Stangenek, and me, I'm thinking about them right now because we're together on World Games team. But if not, like most of the team is on Nantes. But we have also Sullivan Roblet. So he got injured in World Games, and one more time, like the team was here to support, and especially.
I think I've lost Elliot's audio. So we might. Yeah, Elliot, talk to me. Are you still there?
He was is going.
I think it's just catching up. Yeah, Elliot, he's still. He may. We're gonna check in on him. He may be out and in. I'll have a few more questions for him for sure, but we'll see if we get him straight back. Noah, Chak, the number 1 seed. I think here he is. Elliot is back.
Sorry.
Okay, thanks. We missed a little bit, but I think you were talking about Sullivan Roblet. how you guys missed him. How will that change the dynamic of Czech? Missing one of the best players on the team, of course, a World Games player, a natural Nantes player who's part of the core of the team. You obviously don't replace a player like him. You know, you got to adapt. But how will the team dynamic change without Robles?
I mean, Sully is very important on the field and off the field, and we'll miss him for sure. But he's like sending so much energy to us and pushing us that like he's just a great teammate, and like it will change a lot of things because he's like part of the core of Shaq since like even before 2018 in Worlds in Cincinnati. So yeah, he's like one of the best players in France and in Europe actually. So it will be difficult for us, but he's still there to give us energy.
And let me know, you guys are going to be fighting for the title at EUCF, trying to get the win after a very successful season. Tell me some players who are going to step up and replace the kind of role that Robles played, maybe who people aren't aware of, people are overlooking, people underrate. Shout out some of those names.
I'll shout out some names on D-line because he's on D-line. Even though he was sometime coming on O-line, I think Quentin Monuz, the tall guy with big hair, who's playing with Spain right now, is gonna like fight very hard to like maybe do the work that maybe Sully could have done, and Le Jeune also, Vincent Le Pagnol, who's gonna be also like he's part of a huge part of this D line and helping a lot. We recruited someone else that I won't name just for nobody to scout him. But we have a strong player who's like filling the roster after Sully just got injured. Woo! But yeah, it's like more of a team than just like stars. I think on this team, even though we have big names, like it's just like the fact that Mathieu Bosser, our coach, made an atmosphere, a space where we can all perform, and this is just like very strong.
Nice. You got Bosser coaching. You got everybody's gonna have to step up. There's a lot of people talking about who's gonna win this tournament. I think you guys have the number one seed, but there still is, because the division's so strong, a lot of talk about potentially others being the favorites. I think it's as strong as a division as we've maybe ever seen or in a very long time. If you were to pick one team that would be the most exciting to match up with because of how well they play, who do you think is the team that you'd be the most excited to play for a championship?
I like Wall City that we played in Elliot.TV because we have a very similar way to play, and it makes always good games. But of course, Mooncatcher is very strong, and yeah, we just wanna.
Yeah, you could go down the list for 2 or 3 or 4 more after that, but that's a pretty safe place to stop between Wall City and Moon. Noah, anything else on the EUCF you want to ask? Otherwise, I'm gonna kind of keep us moving right along.
Let's keep rolling.
Beach. I think you broke onto the scene when France won gold, is when kind of the better part of the world figured out who you were, and that you could play well. That team then was awesome. Won a world championship. This is the next iteration, the next cycle of that. 4 years down the road, or a little bit less, I think, because of pandemics. You've gone to the open side this time as a national champion, or world champion. In mixed, why the change? Why are you going open this time?
I wanted to try open, and I have a lot of friends going on the open team. A lot of friends from World Games and from the previous national teams. So I wanted to play with them, and also some women, some female matching player on mixed team from LA wanted also to play women. So like the team kind of like just exploded in single gender.
So France will have their selection priorities seem like they're open women this year?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and tell us about the tryout weekend. I saw a photo that looked like a final team photo, but it was at selections. Like where?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
This was tryouts, and like the coaches had to like take 2, 3, 4, 5 players out. So this is like crazy that we had like such a high level in tryout. So yeah, they made their decision, and the team is very, very strong and will be very exciting in PRESUMEY.
Elliot, you're obviously living at the moment in Madrid and training with Quixotes, so you're playing a lot with some of the top Spanish players. As long they got to the final last year, do you think it's possible for you guys to get to the final? Like how obviously that the Spanish are very naturally fantastic at the beach, of loads of reps playing. Do you think the kind of team you're going to assemble this time has the chance to get to the final and has the chance to win it all again?
That's what we want. I mean, we're going to go the higher possible, and Spain has a great team, went to the finals in LA. Now they have even Basti. So this is a great recruitment. They have also Quentin Monneuse now. So it's going to be a very good team. We're like willing to, excited to play against them, excited to play against the US. The big teams were there for this. And I mean, we'll just see what happens.
we will see. Definitely, French team looks good on paper, even though I haven't seen all the names. I just looked at the faces, but I can recognize those names. For clarification, you said Basti. He's talking about Sebastian Spiegel, German-born, who lives in the Canaries, who is still awesome, one of the best players on sand. So he's going to Spain. And a French team that has started, a French national program that's starting to get a great reputation for being able to perform at the highest level and to be able to steal wins from the U.S., which is the most impressive. So you will have another big task, but I think everybody's very much looking forward to watching this one. Before we let you go, you've played for ULTI.TV, which we love, at the CFC tournament twice. We'll be going back, but we've got another edition of a ULTI.TV team. Tell us about what we got, because tell us how it happened.
It's going to be crazy. You have to be in front of your screen for this, because the event of the year will be there in Lanzarote, in the Canary Islands for CFC with ULTI.TV team. And we recruited some good players from the US, because right after Worlds, so they just have to stay, take some vacations, and go into this nice volcanic island and play good frisbee and have some fun.
It's going to be awesome. CFC, we do this. This is a secret. We're going to keep these names all wrapped up for just a little bit longer. But yes, we've got some great U.S. talent. We lost in the final on Universe last year. We just got to be a little bit better this time. So we'll start with the roster. But then also, Jequebo came up.
Yeah.
And I got a call from Elliot Bonnet, and he said, hey, we should put an ULTI.TV team in for Jequebo as well in Valencia. And I just went and looked, and you talk about event of the year. It could be Jequebo this year, because this is the warm-up for Worlds. The CFC is the party after Worlds, which will still be awesome. Both are going to be incredible talent pools. But you talk about Belgium opened, Swiss opened. I think not France, but
Germany, Belgium is not
GB
coming
is there.
finally.
Germany is there. So many top teams are going to be there, and we've got an ULTI.TV team.
Spain is there.
Spain is there. Yes, it is a huge field.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're there to take them on, and in usual, hey, nice kitty cat. In usual ULTI.TV fashion, we are ready to beat everybody. We believe that we get the goods. But Elliot started with a crew of about 5 or 6, and said, "Hey, Steph, do we have enough time and resources to make this happen?" And we've got a full team. We've got 12 with the 13th ready.
Yeah.
We got nine countries represented on these 13 rostered players, and do we want to talk about a couple of the players and let everybody know what they're going to be dealing with? But
We can.
yeah, let's run down our roster here quick. So
Go ahead.
the rest of the world can watch. Let me just make
start
sure I
to
don't
be
forget
scared.
anybody. Here we
Steph, is
go.
this ULTI.TV's debut in the Open division?
This is ULTI.TV's first tournament in an open division. This is our first tournament on at Jequebo. So we have got to start things off our captain, one of the best beach players in the world, Elliot Bonnet. Of course, Andrei Krashovsky, living in Cyprus. We've got who I think is the best Ukrainian player and one of the most exciting players on sand, Dmitriy Pacholkin. We've got the Austrian big man, an ISO sensation. He plays in Italy right now as well, Jan Bobinets. We've got a super teamer, which is always good news, a Colombian, Jorge Buja. Italian defensive under 24 stud Martin Giuliani. We've got Elliot's granddad, Nasser Mbe Vogel. It's not, you can work that out that it might not be genetic, but his, spiritual granddad.
Never mind.
We've got a general talent who carries the same name as a generational talent, Nino Stauffer, who I was just asking about at Swiss Nationals, and Tori Arms was singing his praises and saying, yes, this guy is the goods, very, very easily the best player in Switzerland. We've got the speedster from Portuguese sand, Pedro Pascoal. We've got the king of the beach, Pedro Vargas from Bufa, who runs the show there. We've got the Irishman with an EUCF title and the game-winning assist when they won, who does much more than just that throw, but Shane Corcoran. And, of course, we've got Diskin's loving social and wonderful distributor, Toby Mine. And then we've got one secret player to be named later. But a great-looking lineup. I know you're excited to play this one, Elliot.
Of course, it's gonna be so fun. And our staff, Noah and Steph, of course.
We're part of the team.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's gonna be very fun. I'm excited because there's a lot of players on this team that I never played with. There's some players that I'm very, very excited to play with. So it's gonna be very fun and a great practice for Worlds.
Yeah, I think for everybody, I think whether we can win this thing or not, we're going to be a problem for any of these national teams. They're probably going to really like their reps against us, and hopefully we can spoil their games and steal some wins. But in any sense, going to be a super fun team. Lots of speed and athleticism is kind of what we're going for. So come at us, world. Noah, did you have one more question about Elliot's hat?
What am I looking at here?
That's EB Athletic.
EB Athletic. Tell me about that. We've been seeing a few players get into the personal training space. We are obviously, you're known for a weightlifting background. If I've got my facts right there. Tell me about what people can get if they sign up to EB Athletic.
So I started this a year ago when I came back from the US, a little bit less than a year, and because I studied physical training and weightlifting and track workouts and stuff, and I wanted to do this since a long time, and now I'm a physical trainer, so online, and I can follow some players personally, and I can follow some teams also, and I also do some 3 months program for off season and season, being more explosive or stuff. So yeah, all the like programs and stuff that I did worked on me for now. So if you wanna contact me, you can just reach out to me on Instagram.
Get
Yeah,
on
if
to
you want to
Elliot.
jump like Elliot on the beach.
Yeah, I mean, they worked on him like a bloody charm, one of the most athletic specimens on the beach. Make sure that if you want to learn some of his tips and secrets about how he stays in shape, gets in shape, all that good stuff, get on to EB Athletic. Where do they get you on Insta? Or
Yeah, EB Athletic on Instagram or just my personal account, Elliot Bonnet
okay,
11.
go to EB Athletic first, like and follow, and then contact him there.
Thank you, Steph.
And make sure that you're getting sorted out with Elliot. Elliot, you got training right now. You got to go, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. I have to go and practice with Quijotes and be ready for the OCF in 2 weeks.
All right, get your cleats on. Keep playing on the grass. Thanks for joining us. We're gonna let
Thank you very
Elliot
much.
go. Yeah, thank you so much. We're gonna let Elliot go. We'll take a short break here, and we'll be back with more action, more info about what's going on in the world of Ultimate. The wild and rowdy Scarillas. My opinion of their jerseys, you know I don't like them by now. I love the Scarillas, but they know that they need style help, and we'll see if that comes. But if they get that ticket to WC, they're going to have to get bigger numbers anyways. Now, I hear, Ulrike, you have been hired by the Scarillas to negate everything that I say about my opinion on their jerseys. Is that right?
It's more that you might have some valid points about the smallness of the numbers. But I think besides this, what I heard, like a lot of teams actually love their jerseys. So often they go to tournaments and they need to bring some extra jerseys because they need to be given away because other teams just want them.
Wow.
Maybe you just made them famous by you're commenting on
Hey,
them.
all publicity is good publicity, so they say.
Absolutely.
Kesley pops, Lastufka takes high with Way on the back, and what a takeaway! Neunsvander.
Showing in Switzerland how it's done. He's actually the president of the Swiss Ultimate Association.
El Presidente.
Exactly.
It's amazing that the president of the Swiss Federation allows these jerseys. Okay, I'll stop.
I mean, it's the teams, they decide.
Yes,
and
course.
we're not as strict as other places about the numbers and sizes. If you like your shirts, you can wear them.
And we are back, and that ad break ran into a little clip from Swiss Nationals. No, we had a blast out there in Lausanne.
We did, yeah.
Take us through a little bit of.
I mean,
what
Steph,
you
after that
remember
clip,
and
I know
enjoyed.
what I'm getting you for your birthday.
You better
I
not
gotta-
get me a Scarillas jersey.
Yeah, we had an amazing time. We were, for the first time, ULTI.TV in Lausanne for the Swiss Mixed national championships. We've covered that tournament before, but first time to Lausanne. And I was saying to you, Steph, that I think it's the prettiest place I've ever been for a tournament, and I've been to a fair few. We are right on Lake Lemac, which I will call it that, and not Lake Geneva. There's beef there. Lake Le Mans. Yes. Okay, well, I've pissed off everyone, haven't I? Yeah, it was a wonderful tournament, wonderful setting. There was some high level of competition there as well. I mean, Zurich have really stepped up in a big way in the mixed division in Switzerland. So in the end, they handily took the win. Another thing that I noted, Steph, was the amount of 15 to 19-year-old, like really young Swiss players who were just dominant.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about both of those last 2 points. Zurich is head and shoulders above the competition in Switzerland right now. They dominated throughout the tournament, particularly in the final, even after, a very unfortunate injury and a momentum swing. They still, got everything back and beat a very tidy Skorilla's team handily. And I think, without the break in that game, that it would have been even more lopsided of a final scoreline. They were awesome. They ran, I think they had 29 rostered, and they're probably running with about 24, and everyone was being played and deployed almost with perfectly shared field time, it seemed. So job well done to Zurich straight out the gates. They'll have their hands full on the European stage still, but good to see a legitimate contender coming out of Switzerland. And then the youth, you are right. Like the very first team we saw, Hijinks, had 2 parents on the team and one other 40-year-old. 120-something, and then 12 players in their teens, and a handful of them were in the low end of the teens, 13 to 16. It was very impressive. Flying Colors was another team that had lots of youth, but it didn't stop with the teams that had, maybe a half a team full of youth or more, but there was youth on display with so many teams. Fab showing some of the young prospects, Panthers with a lot of young prospects. It was really, really good to see that, Noah. I loved it. So, the shape of the tournament, we saw Zurich beating Skorilla's in the final. The semifinalists were Flying Colors, who took on Skorilla's and lost a very good semifinal. That game was great and tight. And it was Panthers on the other side of the bracket that lost to eventual champs Zurich, 15-5 in that semi, if I recall correctly. So they got pounded in that game too. And Noah, we've decided that we go to all these tournaments, we get these names fresh in our heads. Sometimes we put together international teams and this kind of stuff, and we need to be recognizing some of the players that stand out, and we've gone and done that. We have selected what we're going to call the Elite 8 in the mixed division, and it's basically the best 8 players that we saw on stream. And that does not mean that they were the absolute best in the tournament, but probably if they were doing the best things on stream, making it to the biggest games, they probably were. And we got, hang on, should we show the graphic here? Anything else you want to say before we pop up these names?
No, that's what I have. Let's chuck up the graphic. We got the, I'll talk you through the names here, although maybe I should leave this to you. I'm into this now.
Come on, you got
it. From Zurich, Cedric von Juchen. Juchen, also from Zurich. Emily Kai, also from Zurich. And we have Luke Neunschwander. He was from Skorilla's. He was probably the one Skorilla's player who had a ridiculously good final, getting blocks. We have Sol Gadamian. He was from the Panthers. Tall, young player, catching
Wicked
goals
mullet.
all the time. Albin Gamma and Jordis Gamma. That brother sister duo on the Flying Colors from Cersei. who were slinging goals to each other all the way across those games. An impressive performance from that Flying Colours team, getting third. I don't think a lot of people are aware of that program, but they were excellent. And then Paola Rohrer to finish up our list there, Steph.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that graphic up. I'm gonna go over each one of these names and kind of touch on what I remember these people doing well. As you know, Noah and I compiled this list in the car. We were driving away from the tournament on our way to Le Chalet Suisse, where we had a wonderful meal. You can go check that out on Steph Pato Must Eat YouTube channel. But you know, we took our time. We were running through some rosters. The Zurich players were the toughest because everybody played well, and we saw them in we only saw them one game, and they shared their time so well. But even with that said, Erika Lastuvka was lights out defense, 2 layout Ds, 1 run through, and more often than not was just shutting down whoever had the disprivilege of being covered by her. Cedric von Uschen, the tallest guy on that team, big, lean, lanky handler, opened the field up very well with his backhand hucks, and was otherwise just a rock solid, no mistakes in the backfield for Zurich. And then Emily Kai, another kind of do no wrong kind of player. The engine, she's probably the one who played the most back-to-back points in any of the moments that seemed pivotal in that game, certainly towards the end after Scarillas went on a bit of a run. Emily came on, played a few points in a row, and I felt like, again, she was just do no wrong, working at a very high pace, a great range of throws. You talked about Luke Nuinschwanda, the president. Layout D's, we saw Scarillas twice. I think I saw him lay out D 4 times at least in those 2 games. And not like big time layout Ds, not just like I threw my body, like shoulder high, hip high kind of stuff. He was awesome. Sol Gadamian, he's a tall drink of water, a bit of timber, like wicked ratty mullet. But dude's got ups for days. He's got throws. He's solid enough. He had one moment in a game where he kind of wasn't getting all the grabs, and I'll give him that. You can't be perfect always. There was a lapse moment on stream, but otherwise, like, it seemed like their offense keyed around him, and the other team's defense was doing everything they could to kind of help against him. Albin Gamma and Sol Gadamian was an awesome matchup when those 2 teams played. Albin Gamma is a teenager who has got massive upside potential, and he's already doing everything. He was hucking really well, but he was most notable as a springy young kid catching goals. Jordis Gamma, sister, was a handler, reset handler really, but like every other touch a lot, and then would happily open up and huck, which she did with success for Flying Colors. And Paola Rohrer on Fabrik, a Fab Flying Angels of Bern team, a 19-year-old. Her brother was on that team, but another player who did no wrong. I thought she was maybe the best hucking player of everybody on this list, and maybe the best hucking player in the tournament, but also like a smaller stature player. But I saw her get thrown to her on hucks at least twice that I remember, where the defending player was bigger, and she bodied out well, high pointed well, and did everything well. And I think Swiss Ultimate has a 8-player Elite 8 there that would be a good-looking start to a national team.
100%, Steph. Bring on 2027 U24s is why I'm thinking of a lot of these young names. This is something we want to keep doing for all ULTI.TV tournaments. I think we're going to do it retroactively as well for UK nationals, and it's going to be on a per division basis. So if we got loads of chat at UK nationals, Steph, from these videos, so hit up our personal accounts, or hit up the ULTI.TV Instagram. Tell us the people you thought balled out on stream and who had particularly good games at UK nationals. And we're looking ahead to get in another Elite 8 for Burla, Steph, which is the next event we're covering coming up.
Yeah, Burla coming up next week. First time we've gone down to Viareggio to do the coverage there. A 2-division tournament. The women's division had 3 or 4 national teams, and unfortunately, they had to pull the pin on it. It sucks to pull the pin, especially when, sure, you don't have many teams, but the ones you got are national teams. I think it was like Czech, Turkey, and Ireland, maybe. Don't quote me on the last one, but to have 3 national teams and have to send them packing sucks, but you got a 16-team mixed division, a 15-team open division. We got, as we said, we're sending down Lolo and Fiore. You'll have your boy Giovanni Choppo Santucci on the mic all weekend long. And I'm going to run you through the teams here. Noah, let me know if any stand out to you or if you got a early pick for a winner. Some are regular club teams that you might know. Some you may not know quite as well, but here we are. Austrian Mixed Masters, Avalanche from Chester, UK. Back to the Future, Berlin. Then we've got, just had to look at that Berlin roster quickly. Chimera, Curve from London, UK. Is that the Alex Shepard team?
It is.
A Shepard. I wonder if he'll be there. You got Foot, Florence Ultimate Team, Flying Colors from Lucerne, who we just saw in Switzerland. La Bimbe de Chicas, all right, Bologna. Masters Mixed, the Italian team. You've got Monkey Fighters from Milan, Raptors from Regensburg, Germany, Rock the Casbah from the Casbah, from London, Scarillas and their horrible uniforms, Swiss Mixed Beach National Team, so that's going to be one to keep an eye on. The Unicorn Butts, who say they're from the country of Djibouti, but I've looked at that roster, and that's a lie. And the Wizards of Geneva. Noah, initial thoughts? Any of those jumping out at you on in the mixed division?
Well, I remember we were chatting with some of the Scarillas about their prospects at Burla, and I think they were saying that some of their best players will be away playing on that Swiss national team. We saw loads of talent there at Swiss Nats. I think that Swiss Nats team of the national teams is the only senior national team. So I think they've got a very good chance of taking the tournament. The Italy Mixed Masters, that could be a strong side. I don't know whether the Italian talent in the Masters division has gone for the Open and Women's side or for the Masters Mixed side. What do you think about any of these club teams, Steph? You think there's a club team here that you think might have a chance? How's Chimera looking?
Chimera, I don't know, they don't have their Barzazzi and Toby Mine. They do have the tournament organizer, Paul Bernier. He is a Masters or maybe great Grandmasters age player. So I'm not too sure what they'll do. I mean, Wizards, Scarillas are probably and Flying Colors, the Swiss teams are probably the ones that are going to have the strongest club playing cores. So, but I'm with you. I think that it will be Swiss Mixed that will be getting good reps here and taking the championship. Let's jump over to the Open division. Are you on? You want to run them down, or shall I?
No, you got it. You got it.
Okay. So from London, we got Barrowsmith and Chumbear, like Chumbawamba, but with 2 bears in there. So this club is they have 3 teams, 2 open and 1 mixed, with the same bear theme and logo.
I think this is Warwick Uni. They're usually all the bear-based teams.
Okay.
So they will have bear along.
Yeah.
They like one of those teams could be pretty good. Some good players have.
All right. Then we've got Du Cavalier, I don't know, a Pisa, Italy team. Elia and Friends, okay, from Cyprus. They'll be good. Elia, yeah, they are going to be good. This is a team of Cyprians. They will have some players from Russia on that team that are no longer in Russia, as far as I understand, but they were very good at Kopatanga. Very good. You'll have Flying Colors Open. You'll have Frisbee, ISYL, Italian. I can't read the entirety of the logo. ISYL. Hives, who will likely be good. That is an EUCF qualifying team. Jupiter from Cyprus as well. You got One Wise Tribe, which is one tribe. You've got Pyramid Boomplitz from Bern. You've got Swiss GM Grandmasters Open. You've got UFO Trento, Italia, Ukraine 3. Zigolo from right here where I'm from, in the Côte d'Azur, Antibes. And you've got the team from Imola, that means pig dog, but dog pig. Cagni Porci, which is one of my favorite names in the sport. Anything jump out for you in that one?
Well, I think that the one tribe, is there a like combined team in this one tribe team? Wise? Are they wizards in there as well? Or?
No, it's just like, I think it might be one tribe old is what they're saying by
okay.
Wise Wisdom.
I didn't even know they had old players, one tribe.
Yeah, I thought they were new enough, but there's a couple old faces in the rosters. Andrea Barbieri, Alessandro Bortolotti. There's a couple Barbieris, a Bonazzi. Yeah. I won't say I noticed tons of players from what was their EUCF team last year.
And then talking of another EUCF team, Heidi's. That is a big name.
Yes.
They should have the inside track, no, Steph? Them or this Cypriot team?
Yeah, I still think I'm leaning to the Cypriot team. Cagni Porci, I kind of think can fight for something here. But I'm also going to go shout out to Zigolo, the Seagulls. Particularly Patricia Nunes. She was the physio for the Tokai Super Team, a good friend of mine. But playing up in the Open Division, she's prepping herself for WBUC, playing with the Portuguese mixed team, and doing it with a bunch of dudes. So looking forward to seeing them play if they get on screen. But if I'm picking a winner, I think there's a couple women playing on Michelle Mulebach and Noemi Steiner, who were both awesome and Carla Zisweiler, all on the open roster for Flying Colors while they've got a mixed team. Interesting. Maybe that, I think, no, they're rostered the same on both teams. So that one's tough to say. I will say, I think I like what you say, though. Let's go with Elliot versus Heidi's, and I'll take Elliot to win it. But any which way, this is the first time we're running this tournament, a tournament that has got lots of talent and fun coming their way for so many years, and we're so excited to finally be able to bring that action to your screens at home.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing the beach vibes from Burla.
Now, that's probably about all we're going to get ourselves tucked into today. Of course, there is plenty still happening in the world of Ultimate. With that coming up, World Great Grandmasters coming up, we are going to talk about EUCF and our entirety of thoughts about that tournament the week before we get into that. Next week, we're going to have another guest. Shall we spoil and let them know who's coming in, Noah?
Why don't we give them a clue? I'm going to give them a clue.
You give them a clue, I'll give them a clue.
I'm going to say this player recently won a tournament in Japan.
I'm going to say I think this player has won more tournaments than anyone this year.
Alrighty.
It's a great tally. I was mentally doing it. I think I don't know the number. It's over 7 tournaments this year this player has won. And I know a lot of people who've played many years and have not won 7 tournaments in their careers. And I'm sure they would love to be able to have a taste of the glory that this player has. And if not, maybe to just have a listen and hear what makes them tick. We'll talk about their season and all things going forward. Next week, of course, with that player, we'll talk about their season. We will do a Burla wrap-up. We'll talk about WGG MBUCC coming up and everything else that's making this world of Ultimate tick along, No.
Absolutely, Steph.
Any last words, No?
Steph, I think after our little checkout here, we're going to also leave you with some highlights from the Swiss mixed final. We didn't cue that up as we were talking about it, but yeah, we cut together a nice little highlight package, so stick around and see how that game unfolded.
All right, check out the highlights. For Noah Brinkworth, I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Grabco on the ones and twos producing the show. Thanks for joining us, and we will catch y'all next time. Here comes Gorilla's Binder. Throws very low, but Nino Negri happy to slide and moves that one forward very quickly and puts straight in for the continuation. Binder is there. Stefan had some space on the sideline, but back to Eggenberg. Eggenberg leads way on the chase, but the defense comes from behind. Van Uken takes it away. Bergeron comes under, catches it off balance, jacks it right away. Van Uken and Tuyan there, and it's Tuyan who cleans it all up. Willie looks back to center. Up line now, throws the hammer. El Sipin has space. And Zurich take it to 4-1.
Kessler with the disc.
And back into the middle for Bolina. Will it stay in? Indeed it will. Another break goal.
So they can get the disc of Zurich, but now it's the question, can they get it into the end zone? We have the deep shot there by Elsemans.
And it's going to hit Binder in the back of the end zone. Great shot by Elsemans. And the Scarillas got to get excited now. Bergeron winds up and taken away by Binder. Straight back and now on the doorstep. Binder leads and hits Fellman, not in, but that one is. And Scarillas get the goal, 5-10. A big one for them. Nino Negri slides into one. He goes all the way back to brother Gino Negri. Negri sends and fires, looking for the fraternal connection. And they've got it. The Negri brothers hit, and that makes it 6-10. And they are on a 5-2 run right now.
As if the halftime really breathed new life into the Scarillas.
He goes the offhand to Christian. He's got all sorts of space and is wide open in the end zone. 13-6. And Zurich are right back where they want to be in the driver's seat. Negri sends to the end zone. Schmitz is there. And while the Scarilla ship seems to be sinking, they're not going to go down with at least one more point. Now Von Yushin surveying options. Kicks it across. There was a hand on that, but still gets through. Von Yushin throws the hammer. Bergeron back in the end zone. Zedu are Swiss national mixed champs, and they are going to Limerick to compete in the World Ultimate Club Championships in 2026.